Write each expression in radical form. Radical looks like that. And right now we have a rational exponent, which just means an exponent that is a fraction. And it is power over root is what you'll need to remember. Power over root. So 1 is your power, 3 is your root. So the root goes on the outside. That makes this a cube root. And it's 5 to the first power, which I'm not going to put because you don't put the 1 if it's just to the first power. All right, let's do another one. So this is power over root. So it's going to be the 5th root of 6 squared. You could also write your answer as the 5th root of 36. Either one is fine. All right, number 3, we've got power over root. So it's the 7th root of m to the 4th. All right, number 4, write each expression in exponential form. So if you're going from a radical to an exponent, it's going to be a rational exponent, which means it's going to be a fraction. So 79, and then there's going to be some sort of fraction up here. Well, remember, it's power over root. Your power is 1, and your root, this is a square root, which means there's an understood 2 out in front. Square roots have a 2 right there. All right, let's do this one. 153, power over root. So the power is 1, and the root is 4. All right, number 6, what is the extraneous solution to the square root of x plus 2 plus 4 equals x? Extraneous solution means I'm still going to have to solve it, and then when I plug my answers back in, I'll see what does not work. All right, but let me go ahead and solve it. So step 1 is to isolate the square root. So I need to move the 4 over to the other side, so that would be x minus 4. Then step 2 is going to be to square both sides. So square both sides. Square root and the square cancel. And I need to write it twice and lobster claw. That gives me x squared minus 4x minus 4x. Negative 4 times negative 4 is positive 16. All right, and then step 3 is going to move everything to the x squared. So if I move x over here, I'm going to subtract x, and I'm going to subtract 2. So that leaves me with x squared. I'm going to put all the x's together. Negative 4x, and negative x gives me negative 9x. 16 minus 2 gives me 14. All right, step 4, I'm going to factor, or you could do the quadratic formula. So this factors x and x. Things that multiply to give me 14 are 7 and 2, and then both need to be negative to give me negative 9. All right, set it equal to 0. So you get x equals 7, x equals 2, and then we're going to check our answers. So if you plug 7 back into the original, 7 plus 2 plus 4 equals 7. So I'm plugging in 7 wherever I see an x. This is the square root of 9 plus 4 equals 7. Square root of 9 is 3. 3 plus 4 does equal 7. So 7 works. And actually I shouldn't have circled it because remember it's asking for the extraneous solution. All right, so now let's plug in 2. 2 plus 2 plus 4 equals 2. 2 plus 2 is the square root of 4 plus 4. So I get 2 plus 4 equals 2, and that does not work. So 2 is my extraneous solution. And this one was asking for the extraneous solution. So that's your answer. X equals 2 is the extraneous solution. All right, number 7. All right, we're going to solve it. Remember, step 1 is to isolate the square root, but when you have 2 of them, you can't do that. So you can go ahead and skip step 1. Go to step 2, square both sides. So this is the square root of x plus 1 times the square root of x plus 1. You write it twice. Square root and the square cancel on that side. Then I'm going to lobster claw. Square root of x times the square root of x is just x, because the square roots cancel out. And then I get plus the square root of x plus the square root of x plus 1 equals x plus 4. Here your x's cancel, because if you move it to the other side you would subtract it and it cancels out. So I've got 2 square root x. I'm combining like terms. Move the 1 over, which gives you 3. Divide by 2. The square root of x equals 3 over 2. Still not done. And then I square both sides. So x equals 9 over 4. Or you could put the decimal. Either one is fine. Alright, let's check that answer. So I'm going to plug it back in. The square root of 9 over 4 plus 1 equals the square root of 9 over 4 plus 4. I'm going to use my calculator for this one since it has fractions. So the square root of 9 over 4 plus 1. Alright, so this side gave me, the left side gave me 2.5. And then if I do the other side, it also gives me 2.5. So 9 over 4 is a solution. Alright, last one, number 8, solve. Alright, remember you got to get the square root by itself, so I'm going to subtract 1. Then I'm going to square both sides. Square root and the square cancel. Then I'm going to subtract 92. And divide by 7. So I get x is negative 8. Remember, you got to check your answer, so let's plug it back in. Square root of 7 times negative 8 plus 92 plus 1 equals 7. So I get the square root of negative 56 plus 92 plus 1 equals 7. Alright, negative 56 plus 92 is 36. Square root of 36 is 6. And 6 plus 1 does equal 7. So x equals negative 8 is a solution. Please email me with any questions.